Hello, hello! How is everyone doing? Hope your day is going well, and a warm welcome back to another episode of the lovely BeamNG. Last time we started with the delivery missions, and today we're gonna continue with some more, and hopefully by the end of it we'll have enough money to make some modifications to our car. Alright, so the next mission is just under 900 meters, which is what we love to see. Short and sweet. There is little traffic, which is also amazing. And we are presented with an old school vehicle this time. Luckily for me, this car is a manual drive. And you might argue that in real life, automatics are better, especially in traffic situations where you have to keep switching between gears, But even with this advantage in mind, I still prefer a manual gearbox. Starting off with the third-person view, I have more confidence in me. I feel that my skill has improved since I've been starting this series. So a little bit of a passive skill enhancement over there. But of course this is just normal driving. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm an expert. If I were to race, I would still use first person for some maneuvers. And just like that, we have reached our destination. I'll try to be fancy here and do a reverse parking, and it should not be too difficult. That was quite smooth. Okay, one down, more to go. So for the next delivery, we'll have to cover a greater distance at 2.5 kilometers, and the traffic seems to be moderate. We are given yet another old school vehicle, but this time around it is an automatic. Sorry for the delay in shifting gears there. On automatic cars, my shifter changes the first gear to park and the second gear becomes drive. And one other thing I really like about this game is the attention to details that the devs are showing. I know you cannot notice this if you're just watching and not actually playing, so let me explain what I mean. You see, in older cars that are automatic, if you floor it, the gearbox will take a little bit of time to understand that you're requesting a lot of power instantly, so your acceleration will be at max, but the car will have a 1 to 2 second delay before ramping up. With newer models, this delay no longer exists, and if you're in a high gear, it would immediately shift to a lower one to provide you with the power you're requesting. These kind of subtle details are what makes this game an awesome experience. Each car has its own personality and you have to pay attention to each one if you want to get to know it. Otherwise you're gonna have a rough time, and trust me, I've learned that the hard way. And fast forwarding to the finish with another reverse parking. Beautiful. And I've completed another 2 deliveries off camera just for the purposes of making as much Bitcoin as possible, because the plan is to get our car tuned. Here they are if you're wondering what type of vehicles I've transported. And we're back at the garage. We just have to repair our car first before doing any modifications to it. It looks like we have 2 choices here. One fast but uses a star, and an additional one traditional, but we have to wait 1 minute. I'm okay to wait for 1 minute and just have a look around this shop. You know what, I quite like what they managed to do with this game. If you're not looking very up close, the details are actually not that bad. But if you're coming too close, like here on this wall for example, or on the floor, then you might see that some textures are not as premium. But even looking in the distance, you can appreciate that this city feels alive. There are no pedestrians, but that's not really necessary, just the traffic noises makes it come to life. And if you're just curious to know, here are my graphic settings. I pretty much let the game decide for me. Initially I had very high reflections, mainly for my mirrors, but that ate like 25 to 30 FPS, because the game had to render everything in those 3 mirrors. So I said, you know what, just make it work, and I kept it like that ever since. Alright, so now that we got our car repaired, it's time for us to upgrade this bad boy. Starting off with some much needed ABS, yes sir. There's a bit of a delay there, but that's because the game has to physically swap the parts on the vehicle. So every component of every car exists in its own shape, with its own physics, size, etc. So this comes at the cost of CPU usage, but it is needed. Moving up, backlight. No idea what this does. Let me move my character to the back. Yeah, maybe I'm blind, but I really don't see any difference here. Next up, let's do some engine upgrades. Ooh, that's quite expensive. Let's leave this one for later. Alright, exhausts. Yes sir, let's do a race one. Oh, and check this out, it also changes the sound. That's a nice detail. Let's get an ultralight flywheel as well. And definitely a set of sport brakes. And now, I think everyone's favorite part, changing up the body kit. Let me get to the front of the car so we can see the changes. Ooh, the white body is nice. Let's see the other ones. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, I'm sticking with the white body. Moving on to the left fender, we shall choose the same white body kit here as well. Moving down the list, let's see some tires. Very important here, guys. I'm very much aware that this will be an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna go with the all-terrain tires. I know myself, and I'm expecting to go unintentionally off-road, so this will hopefully come in handy. Okay, so the next item is a cosmetic one, the hood. I'm gonna go with the vented version. Not a huge fan of carbon fiber. I think it looks good on specific type of cars, but not all of them. And while we're here, let's change the intake to the sport one. The pricing seems to be sensible. And a nice change in the engine sound as well. Oh, and what do we have here? Police equipment? Don't mind if I do. Okay, let's change the interior to black. All black everything in my opinion. Then let's get ourselves a navigator, absolutely. We're gonna skip the nitrous for now and change the oil cooler. And what do we have here? Paint design. Ooh, police livery? Ah, I don't even need to see the other ones. We're sticking with this one. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And it seems we have quite an extensive list of license plates. But to be honest, it's not for now. I'm just not gonna waste money on this. Let's move on to the police radar. Wow, if this works, it would be amazing. Not even that expensive, $420, let's go. Alright, up next, let's upgrade our radiator. It's always good to have a nice cool engine. And now let's apply the same changes on the rear of the vehicle. Look how sick this white body kit is from the back. And with this police livery, man, this is like Need for Speed Underground but more detailed. Okay, so the total cost is 19k, and luckily we made all this money from races and deliveries. I'm a bit sad that we didn't get to change the engine and the gearbox to a 6-speed one, but you know what, we've got a lot of upgrades for this money, so all in all I think we did good. And here's the final result after all these upgrades. What do you guys think? Alright, let's take it for a test drive. Oh look, here's the police radar. Not sure if that's just aesthetic. It doesn't seem to work. And the navigator is here, but again, not stopped working. It's quite sad. That's about 1k worth of upgrades. Anyway, let's test drive. Nice sound. I like it already. Ooh, check this out. The ABS is doing its job in this very close call with the red light. I can't really say it's faster. We didn't do that much to the engine apart from some minor intake and exhaust upgrades, and I highly doubt that gave us more than a couple of horsepower increase, at best. But I do like the sound of it a lot, and the feel, of course. Let's go test some off-roading quickly. We're in second gear and it's not really liking it. And we've stalled the engine. Yeah, what can I say? Let's see it on this hill. Yup, it's never gonna climb it, but that's fine. All I ever wanted was to have a chance to drive off-road and not come to a complete stop or wheel spin, which is what I think this car is capable of doing now. Okay, well, that's it for today's video. I think we made good progress today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the journey so far and the upgrades, and I'll see you in the next one.